Welcome, ladies and gentlemen of the interwebs, to the Chiamazing Show. This is Chiamazing here, bringing you some gaming news and stuff on this Wednesday. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is Simon Pegg. I love Simon Pegg. Simon Pegg has given his blessing to do the Left 4 Dead Shaun of the Dead mod. That doesn't mean they'll actually be able to do it, but he has said that him and Nick Frost are going to possibly attempt to help with the legal issues, so that would be pretty awesome. Shaun of the Dead Left 4 Dead mod would be pretty cool. Visceral Games, the people who make Dead Space, are now hiring for MOBA experienced developers to work on a new PC action title. That should be interesting. I mean, we know them for games like Dead Space, so for them to do that style of game, which, if you don't know, MOBA is more of a League of Legends style. It's a combination real-time action. This stands for Multiplayer Online Battle Arena, so that should be interesting to see how that works out. Assassin's Creed 3 will have a Season Pass, which is going to be $30, I think, for 5 DLCs that will come out in the next 6 months. The Season Pass comes with a Gold Edition, which I think is $90 on the PSN. We actually have information about one of the DLCs, which is going to be the King Washington DLC. It's going to be like an alternate history where Washington becomes corrupt with power and you have to dethrone him. So that's actually kind of exciting. You get to fight George Washington. Valve Creativity Software has launched and is currently on a discount for its opening week. I got a list of some of the software. We got Camera Bay 2 for $13.49, which is a desktop photo app. 3D Mark Vantage for $18, which is video benchmarking for DirectX 10. We got 3D Mark 11, which is video benchmarking for DirectX 11 for $18 also. We got ArtRage Studio, $54, and it's a drawing in paint app style deal. And we also got 3D Coat, which is a 3D production software, for $89.10. It's a weird number because of the discount. This is in addition to stuff like Source Filmmaker, which is free on there. Game Maker Studio is on there. So it's got some pretty nice software on there. Definitely go check it out. And if you're interested in getting anything, definitely try to get something now while they're having this opening week discount. Kingdom Hearts 2 is to get a HD remake like Kingdom Hearts 1 is, with a 1.5 remix. Or at least that's what we're saying right now. Because, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to say his name wrong, Tetsuya Nomura, in response to being asked about it, said it would be unusual if there wasn't. So that is definitely good news for people who want to play an HD version of Kingdom Hearts 2. Definitely looks like we're going to get one. Terraria was recently announced to be ported on consoles, and we have a trailer for that. That's pretty cool. It teases some new content. You can watch the full trailer by clicking on the link. Microsoft's Redmond campus has increased its security for Xbox development. Most people are assuming this is because of working on the next generation console and all the leaks and stuff they've had. Apparently, it's a very thorough security increase. Like, if you're not part of the entertainment part, you have to have a guest, or entertainment employee, walk around with you and all kinds of stuff. So they're taking it pretty serious. More Microsoft news. Right now on Amazon, Xbox Live yearly subscription is $46.89. That's right at this moment. So it could change at any time. I think yesterday was $46.40. So definitely, if you need to renew, go check that out. Amazon also has a bundle at the moment. It's like the entertainment pack. It comes with a 4 GB Xbox, 3 months of live media remote, 3 live arcade games, and a $10 Amazon instant video credit. It's going to be $229.99. So if you definitely are trying to go get a new Xbox, or you want to get an Xbox for the first time, look into that, because you actually get a pretty good deal there. And Amazon also has more stuff. Amazon's on a roll today. They're getting a Tomb Raider Final Hours edition, which is going to have Tomb Raider, art books, an in-game skin, a Kindle Fire copy of the Final Hours of Tomb Raider. So I'm actually impressed with Amazon's sales and bundles lately. They're stepping up their game when it comes to the gaming industry as a whole. It looks like they're trying to be very competitive with other game retailers right now. So I'm fairly impressed. PlayStation Mobile has launched for Vita and Android certified Android devices. So yeah, that's pretty good news. I think PlayStation Mobile will be a pretty good service especially once you get more stuff on it. Until Dawn, which is a game I talked about before, and I'm actually pretty excited about it. It's a PlayStation Move teen horror game. We've got some more details on it. It's going to use an adaptive / dynamic storytelling system similar to Heavy Rain. And if you didn't play Heavy Rain, what that means is when you're a character and you pretty much are controlling the fate of that character. In traditional teen horror movies, people slowly die one by one. And this, you'll kind of control the fate of these characters. If you die, it's not game over. There's no game over, redo, blah, blah. The story just keeps going. You just switch to a different character. I unfortunately had that happen in Heavy Rain where Jaden, I think that's his name, I might be wrong because it's been a while since I played the game, I got killed because my roommate came in and was talking to me during the gameplay. I like that idea. I like the idea of that kind of style of storytelling a lot. And some kind of bad news, Resident Evil 6 digital for PSN was part of the Day 1 initiative, has a bug. If you got the Day 1 patch, your game will not load correctly. Capcom's aware of the issue. They're currently working on it, trying to fix it, and actually by the time you watch this, they might even already have a fix out for it. But if they don't, here's a temporary solution. If you received an error message, you can uninstall the game, reinstall it, and it should not prompt you to get the patch again, and you should be able to play. The downside to that, though, is you will not be able to play with disc-based owners. Now, I kind of want to go on a little tangent since we mentioned Resident Evil 6 in response to a lot of the negativity dealing with Resident Evil 6, because there's a lot of it. I even was a little bit negative towards the demo, and I'll say this, I haven't played it a lot. Like, I've played a little bit. I have some first impressions and all that, so I can't say the game's really good because I haven't played a significant enough time. And I will, and I'll let you guys know. I'll do a review and everything probably Friday or Monday, and I do feel that a lot of this negativity is unwarranted. People were hating on this game before we got the demo. People have been hating on this game. You knew as soon as this game came out, it was going to get bad reviews just because of that. It's one of those things. It's like either people are rating it too high because it's a AAA title, or they're rating it too low because it's a AAA title, and they're like, oh. So I feel like this game's garnered a lot of hatred, and a lot of it's unwarranted. Now, I'm sure the game has flaws, and I've heard one of the biggest ones actually is the scope of the game. It tries to be too much at the same time. Like, really, to me, they should have probably just had Leon and Chris's campaign. Have Leon not even be true old school, but more like Resident Evil 4 old school. Chris be like a combination between 3 and 5. And I think that would have worked really well. But I mean, overall, the game so far, what I have played, I have enjoyed it. It's not the best game I've played. It's not the best Resident Evil game I've played. But it is still fun. The co-op is fun. And I know a lot of people, diehard Resident Evil people, don't like the co-op. And surprisingly, I do, because I am a pretty diehard Resident Evil fan. People have to understand the gaming industry itself has evolved, has changed. And one of those changes is we're always connected to each other. Through broadband internet, through wireless technology increases, through cell phone technology increases. We're always connected to each other, and that's migrated into the gaming world through always having multiplayer of some form, where it's cooperative or competitive in these games. Most often it's competitive. So I actually really fond of games that bring that cooperative style when it's done really well. Resident Evil 5, I did enjoy the co-op, but it could have been better. It wasn't done super well. 6 so far seems to be a good improvement on it. It's not great, but it's a good improvement. It's an enjoyable experience. To those who say, well, co-op kills survival horror, not really. You can easily design it around having single player and co-op. So it's not that's not the issue. It's just some people are hating on games having co-op. As long as the game itself doesn't suffer, I love the idea of having multiplayer in games. Now, Resident Evil in particular, it's never going to go back to old school. It might have hints of old school, but it's never going to, because the series itself has to evolve. The gameplay has to evolve. The story itself has evolved to the point that it's not going to be possible to go back to true old school, just because in the last few games, these viral terrorism, the virus itself has become a global thing as opposed to it's in a building or it's in one city. It's become this global thing, so there's no way it can revert way back to its original survival horror. Now, it can take elements from that, and that's why I say that Leon's could have been more like 4, and from what I tell, it tries to be, but it doesn't have the exploration aspect as far down. But to go way back, to get with the puzzles and the exploration and the raw, and just, it's probably not going to happen. I personally, like I said, I think I said before, I know I've told people, if it would have been really just Leon and Chris, and they would have had Action Hero Chris and Resident Evil 4 style Leon, I would have loved it. Because Chris's character itself, I could see him being an action hero. But I don't know anything about Jake. I haven't played his campaign, so it could be good. I've heard it wasn't that great. I heard it was trying to mix the two, and it just didn't do very well. Like, if they did really were super hardcore about keeping it, they should have made his as old school as possible, just to get the hardcore people to like him. Don't buy into the hype that the media is throwing out there, because they tend to be very negative, especially lately. There's a lot of negative stuff going on in the gaming media at the moment. Try the game out yourself. Play it at a friend's. Play the demo. If you think you might enjoy it and you don't currently have it, and you plan on getting a Wii U, think about getting it on Wii U, because they might add some improvements to that version. Other than that, that's pretty much all I have. I want to throw a quick shout out to a video that one of my friends did when he was a kid. I'll post a link to it. Definitely check it out, because it's kind of funny. I will see you guys Friday.